Today I want to present you 4 grand vampires from the last video. We have here Contessa Shannon Kapoor, Contessa Arcadia Andrews, Count Armando Ronigge, Count Cooper Baena. I took those vampires from this article on Sims Wiki. I put them in my save file because someone had to replace Vladius as a grand vampire. Let's start with Armando. In The Sims 2, his aspiration was pleasure, but for some reason his lifetime want was to marry off 6 children. So I picked vampire-related aspiration, vampire family. And his traits are art lover, because he is interested in entertainment and somewhat in culture, neat, because he is really neat, and foodie. That one is probably more like a filler, and also a reference to the fact that in The Sims 2, vampires actually could only eat real food. They couldn't drink quote-unquote plasma from other Sims. There wasn't any interaction like that. And I will show you what I mean at the end of the video. Let's take a look on his skill points. Don't mind the video gaming level 1. The problem here is that skill points work completely different in The Sims 4 compared to the previous Sims games. In The Sims 4, for most skills, there are actually 9 levels. Because if you touch, for example, gaming, you start at level 1, not at level 0. So, there are a few things I want to explain here. First, I decided that level 1 and 2 in The Sims 2 version is level 2 in The Sims 4. As you can see, he has level 1 in cooking and level 2 in body, logic and cleaning in The Sims 2. But here in The Sims 4, he has all of these skills at level 2. And the second thing I want to mention is that Growing Together expansion, for some reason, broke skill points. Previously, you could set all skills at level 1 using UI cheats or MC Command Center, and the sim would forget that skill. Video gaming skill wouldn't show up in this list, but for some reason, with this expansion, your sims just don't forget stuff they picked up. Maybe it's because of many new systems like milestones or midlife crisis. I don't know. Mechanical and handiness is pretty self-explanatory. But I need to talk a little bit about creativity, cleaning and vampire lore. Creativity is a tricky one, because in The Sims 2 it's tied to many different stuff. You gain it with painting and playing instruments. There is a hidden painting skill, but I believe that no primates have it. I could be wrong about that. So, I usually just set creative skill that fits that Sims story. Pipe organs were added in Vampire Game Pack, so that's that. Cleaning is such a weird skill. It never returned in The Sims 3 nor Sims 4. Creativity was divided into other skills, but what can you do with cleaning? I usually replace it with a different skill that fits. Many times with research and debate. Here I replaced it with medium skill. I just wanted to give this skill to someone. And at last, vampire lore. This is an extra skill that I gave to all vampires, to give them all the necessary skills and for storytelling purposes. These vampires are the grand vampires, so they need to know something about how to be a vampire. Okay, that was a pretty long section. I really wanted to explain all the rules and why I picked this and not that. I'm not going to get into so much details with the rest of the Sims, only if I have something interesting to say. Let's move on to the next Sim. Contessa Shannon Kapoor. Well, in her name is actually count with a dot. I'm not sure if it is a correct way to do this, but there wasn't enough space to put her full title. Okay, let's get quickly over her traits and aspirations. She has a pleasure aspiration and lifetime want of becoming a professional party guest. In The Sims 4, we do not have pleasure aspiration per se, but this lifetime want really fits nectar maker aspiration. And the traits: lazy, because of 3 points here. Perfectionist, this one is here because she is very neat. But in The Sims 4, lazy conflicts with neat, so that's why I put perfectionist. It still sounds a bit ridiculous. A lazy perfectionist? And loves outdoors, because she is interested in environment and weather. It is a bit ironic because she can only experience the outdoors at night. Next, we have Contessa Arcadia Andrews, that is full of paradoxes. Like all the other vampires, her aspiration is pleasure, but her lifetime want is to become a captain hero, which is max level of police career. So that's why I gave her good vampire aspiration. But on the other hand, she is very mean, and also very neat. And foodie. Well, here she has 8 points in food, but I will probably change it in the future to overachiever because she has high interest in politics, money and work. I would say that she is a workaholic, but there is not a trait like that in The Sims 4. It was in The Sims 3. Overachiever is the closest one, but there is also ambitious. Not sure which one I'm gonna pick. And at last we have Cooper Baena. He has lifetime want of becoming a mayor, so I thought that vampire family would fit, like he wants to be a ruler of a great family, mean and neat, and here I gave him ambitious trait for some reason. Maybe because he is very interested in politics and has this very fitting lifetime want. I'm not sure why I picked that. Anyway, let's move on to the vampire powers. I gave all the vampires same powers that would match powers of vampires from The Sims 2. We have the power of turning into a bat, the power of creating new vampire, and obviously, vampires are immortal. I gave them better sleep and they are more powerful at night. But Sims 2's vampires have many weaknesses, arguably more weaknesses than powers. They are very weak against the sun. I will show you exactly what I mean at the end of the video. Another weakness is that they just can't do much during the day. They will get uncomfortable during the day. That's because in The Sims 2, Sims will lose their motives very quickly, even when they're inside the house. And the last weakness is that they can only sleep in a coffin. Because in The Sims 2, they technically can sleep in a normal bed, but it isn't as refreshing as the coffin. All these powers are here to emphasize that they should sleep during the day and do stuff at night. So let me show you how vampires work in The Sims 2. Like I said earlier, vampires can only eat real food. There is an interaction, bite neck, but it creates a new vampire. They will lose their motives very quickly during the day. As you can see, her motives pause when she sleeps in a coffin. But his motives, except for sleep, are dropping very fast. And all motives stop during the night. When they go outside, they start smoking and also lose their motives even faster. For some reason on SimsWiki it says that vampires can't die from hunger. That's not entirely true. Obviously, they can't die during the night, but here during the day, the hunger reached 0 and he disappeared. They definitely have a different death animation. They can move as a bat, and that's pretty much it. I hope you will enjoy now updated vampires in my save file. See you soon!